and we'll do again, okay? Okay, we're almost done with this, round number 9 on this. Memorize the state of readiness for your firearm. Here's the state of readiness for this one often. Magazine in, chamber not. Under, if it happens, we do this, ready to go. This one, I'm not going to fuck with this slide because you're not supposed to with the C and all that bullshit in there. Okay, this one, it's in, the magazine's in, chamber's round in the chamber, safety's on. If this were an actual emergency, if this were an actual how it's kept, magazine is in, chamber's in. Bad guy at the door, safety off. My professional grip, and I'm ready to confront whatever I have to confront. You gotta do it, you gotta do it. But, because here's the deal. When I go to the range, or when I go do whatever, I have all the time in the world to check the gun. I pull the magazine out, I rack the chamber, rack the slide, make sure there's nothing in there. Okay, you know, and then I'll prepare it however I want to prepare it. When I took this to the range, 1911, it wasn't loaded. The Glock was loaded on my hip, 1911 unloaded in my bag, and I held onto that bag like a son of a bitch. Okay? Under pressure, you might forget to check the state of readiness. Chamber loaded, safety on, is that you might forget. Also, it normally takes 1 second. It takes 1 second to do this, that, and the other thing. Under pressure, 1 second might as well be 10 years. You can die in 1 second. It's 1 second, you're not talking to the police. It's 1 second, you're not getting behind a barrier. It's 1 second, you're not giving instructions to your family. It's 1 second, you're not locking the door. It's 1 second, you're not getting the second firearm ready. You have to memorize the state of readiness. Now, if you do not feel comfortable, here's the deal. When I took my safety class, we had a 1911 and a revolver. They were dummy guns. They were anatomically correct, but they would not work. No firing pin for 1911. No, the 1911 wouldn't feed, and the revolver had a firing pin taken out of some shit. Now, what that means is this. The guns were designed not to work because when you take the safety class, you haven't had your background check yet. Right? You haven't had your background check yet. You might be a felon. Also, you might be an idiot. Okay? Now, the instructor wanted the gun with the action open and the cylinder out. That was what he did. Even though he knew the guns weren't going to work, cylinder open, whatever. Action open, action open. Here's the deal. If you do not feel comfortable leaving the gun fully loaded, this is what I highly recommend. See this? The gun has the action open. This is 2 purposes. Number 1, if the action is open, the gun is not going to discharge. I've never seen a gun discharge with the action open. Never. Also, it's probably easier to do this than it is to do this. See? Okay? This might be 1 second easier. Okay? It might be 1 second easier. So leave the action open. That way, all you gotta do is smack the mag in and it goes. Or for your AR, I don't know, your revolver, the cylinder's open. If you have a revolver, keep the cylinder open, but keep the rounds inside, please. Or get a moon clip or a speed loader and really practice. We're going to do another video about kids and guns. When kids are in the room, entirely different story. Ensure that you can reach the firearms in less than 1 minute. 30 seconds preferably. That speaks for itself. You know, you don't have time to wait. And here's something that I can go. If you have a guy Once again, we're not making fun of the handicapped. If you have a guy who is paralyzed, okay, under normal circumstances, I would say, you know what, put the gun in the drawer, and if you need to get it out, here's the deal. If a man is paralyzed, he might not be able to wheel his chair over to where the gun is. Assuming a kid is not going to climb on his body and pull his pants, I would condone the man in the wheelchair having the gun on his hip, or maybe in some kind of saddle or some shit inside the chair or outside the chair. I would condone that for the simple purpose that under pressure, this poor guy, he's paralyzed for whatever reason. The bad guy comes in, the bad guy is not going to let him spend the 45 seconds to 2 minutes he needs to roll the chair over to where the gun is. Especially if he's in a house and he's on the first floor. He has to wheel the chair over to the stairs, get on that chair lift, go upstairs to another chair, and we're not making fun of handicapped people, but you have to admit there's a disadvantage there. Anything you can do to ensure you are going to get to the gun within 30 seconds, do it. Some bad guys can come in 2 seconds. I've seen bad guys break in 2 seconds. You're right there next to the door. But try it in 30 seconds to a minute, because you never know how much time you have. Okay? Take serious consideration in deciding the appropriate age for family members to have unsupervised access to firearms. What is the appropriate age where you can give your kid a loaded gun and say, here you go, and walk out of the room? Is it 13? This is what I'll tell you now. I've seen people that are so fucking stupid. I would rather give a 4-year-old kid a loaded gun. I'm not even joking. They are dumb. They are dumbasses. Okay? You might have a 13-year-old kid that's mature. You might have a 31-year-old guy that's a freaking dunce. Okay? When is the appropriate age to let them get a firearm unsupervised? And here's a question I want to ask myself. I don't have an answer for it. Your kid's going home at 3:30 from school. You go home at 5:30 from work. True. It is. Are you going to lock up all the guns and take a chance that the kid is going to be home for 2 hours and be disarmed? Or are you going to trust the kid to have one gun unlocked and trust him from 3:30 to 5:30 not to touch it? It's a great question. Can he stay with a neighbor? Do you have retired parents that can come by and watch him with the gun? I don't know. But you have to really, really sit down and say, okay. See, it's a totally different story if you got an 11-year-old kid shooting a 22 at the range, but you're standing right next to him. It's a completely different story when he's got a .357 Magnum. He's unsupervised with it. I don't know the answer. If you know the answer, please tell me. Okay? Last, certainly not least, I'm check my time on the dues. Oh, we're good. We got time for this. Then we'll go to the do nots right away. Now I'll go to do nots. I don't want to have two fucking long videos and shit. Ensure that the firearms will be as close to safe rooms as possible. Now, everyone and their mother should have a safe room. In the middle of the night, your safe room is probably your bedroom because you're already there. But if your family is around the house in the middle of the day, your safe room might be the laundry room, because you can go in there, close the door, put the lock on, and if necessary, go out the garage and make a tactical withdrawal. I don't know. Maybe there are several safe rooms. Maybe you'll say, okay, you're by your bedroom. Bad guy comes in the middle of the day. Go to your bedroom. I'm by the kitchen. Bad guy comes in the middle of the day. I'll go to the laundry room, lock the door. That's my safe room. Okay? Try to have the gun as close to the safe room as possible. Once again, you got to watch the kid factor. And I'll have a whole video series on that. Not today, though, because I'm tired. I haven't even fucking eaten yet. The video game. Okay. That's the home defense. And that's the fucking idiot. That's the philosophy. Try to keep it as close to the safe room as possible. Because when the bad guy comes in, you gotta go to the safe room. You wanna have a gun in the safe room. I don't know if you wanna put a gun in the nursery where the baby sleeps. That might be a bad idea, but your bedroom is good. Guest bedroom. Can you trust your guest with a gun? Keep it next to the safe room. If you wanna make it your safe room, so like, let's say for argument's sake, and my buddy Pete from the Army Channel is great. Pete from the Army Channel, he goes to his basement, to his man cave, to broadcast filthy language on YouTube. I love Pete so much. He's so cool. Yeah, I love him. I'm in 8th grade again. I love him. Okay, when Pete goes down to his basement to do his videos and spew his foul language that I love so much, he usually brings a gun with him. Because when the bad guy breaks in, you're fucked. You're fucked. So if you have a finished basement with a little office down there, and you want to go down there, especially late at night, to do some typing, or if you're an adult and you want to play video games or watch a movie, if you feel safe for putting a gun next to you, that's okay. Because when that door is kicked in and you're in the basement watching a movie or doing paperwork, door's kicked in upstairs, all the guns are in the safe upstairs, this gun is right next to you, you're going to feel so much better. Okay, make sure it's as close to the safe room as possible. In the safe room, next to the safe room, make sure it's there. Okay, I'm going to cut before I do my do. My do nots are fast. Only 7 of them.